number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reep.
Heffron and Reep.
Rated #1 podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for reals. It says it right here.
Deuces.
That was good.
Thanks. John Heffron, you normally have music playing when you start. That's why I was quiet. So, sometimes we take turns hosting it. When you go, you always go, everybody, and because that's why I was
Hey, everybody, you are listening to the Heffron and Reep podcast. Voted #1 podcast in the world, U.S. Ranking Association. A lot of other podcasts using that moniker. We just don't have our legal team in place yet to sue everybody, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sue everybody. They're the best podcast.
Yeah,
because we have the ranking association that says that. So. Unless you're just making up, you know what I mean. So you might not want to bring that heat to this thing. I mean, we have 3 comics right here.
Boom, powerhouse packed show.
We go on stage and we don't, we do bits. We don't pull up our phone and go, "Hey, I got a weird text. Want to hear this bit?" We don't do that.
We memorize the things we have.
Memorize the things,
and then we say them out loud, and we rehearse
and
them.
We take our winter. If we're wearing winter jackets, we take them off before we go on stage because.
Oh God, yeah.
Because that's a very LA.
I hate that shit, man. I hate it when they take their time doing it too, and they go one shoulder, and then they wait for a minute.
Yeah.
And they're like bouncing it off, trying to get the other one off.
I love that. Keep in mind, I love Steve Byrne. Okay, I love Steve Byrne. Love Steve Byrne. But we'll say this. It looks like he's about to hit the slopes the second he gets off stage. Right. So it looks like...
Does he undress on stage?
LA Comics, no, he doesn't undress. He wears his winter jacket, but that's... Yeah. There's so many different looks in stand-up comedy now that's hilarious to me. There's I think it's minus 20 degrees outside guy who wears... a big thick jacket and he's just too cool to unzip it and throw it in the green room while he's on stage for 15 minutes. Right? There's like that guy. Yeah. And then there's I work out a lot, so I'm going to wear the tightest shirt. You literally look like you are bussing tables for the club that you're working at. Right. I got to be honest with you. I want to be hat guy. I know you are, Reep, on stage.
No. Can I say something? I've dabbled in it. The light. I'm 75% not a hat guy. There'll be times I wear it. I take it off at some point because people need to see the face because that's part of my power. And then the light, like you can see right there, blocks the face. So, but I get it. I've seen guys wear the hat the whole time. I wish I could do it too. Go ahead. Don't cut you off.
No books on stage with stickers. Not that guy.
What about Brent Blakeney?
Never.
What kind of guy is Brent Blakeney?
I'm a jeans and a button-up shirt guy.
Yeah, you match you. Like I wouldn't like you in a suit or so. I like how you're dressed. I've just been notoriously uncomfortable with who I am as a person since I was like born. Right. So this has nothing to do with anybody else's stuff.
I will say. I don't care if it's a 3-minute open mic or, God forbid, you're doing an hour. Never have notes on stage.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys, and there's I'm trying to use the term acquaintances more than the word friend.
Yeah.
Right, because you kind of overuse that friend. Oh yeah, he's a friend of mine, but is he though, or is he just somebody you see once a year at just for laughs? Not really a friend. Doesn't do friendly things
too,
for
like
you.
if depending on the hierarchy too, if it's a guy that you wish was your friend but is really an acquaintance, you'll say that's my friend. If it's someone that's below you and you're ashamed of, you'll say I know that guy.
Yeah. So I've noticed a lot of acquaintances have tour names, right?
Yeah.
That literally the tour names are starting from scratch, all new jokes, thought of notes from a napkin, things I thought of last night, and then you go to an arena and then you spend $60 to hear shit they just came up with the night before. That's why their name of their tour is that. Working on my new Netflix special I'm gonna shit out every 6 months. Like that's the name of their special, but people go to it. Like I don't.
Yeah. Well, you brought this up to me one time, John, that it's smarter to name. I don't even know why you call it a tour. We're just going to a club and back home, But people say it's a tour. Like, you really getting in a bus and riding around and you have stops. I don't think that's a tour, but people are saying it. But you said you had a manager or an agent tell you that we should name our tours because it looks legitimate, gives it legitimacy. And so at one point I did that. I called it the Country-ish Comedy Tour. And no one cares at all. But maybe we should call it how about this, John? I'm going to rename my tour the Stand-Up Comedy Tour.
Yeah, I like it. I actually had an agent say that, and I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard. Because I wasn't doing tour-worthy stuff. I mean, technically at that time, a year or two ago, my tour could have been called a Wayans canceled tour. Right. And then that's why I'm working a Funny Bone 2 weeks out. Because there was a Wayans that canceled. I was on that tour. But you just felt canceled. But you just felt like crappy. But tours but if you look at Sebastian, who does extremely well, every tour is the same. Right? Like every name is why do people do this?
Aren't you embarrassed?
Who does that?
Do that?
Why what people are you? Like
believe this. What are we doing?
It's like this.
What are we doing here?
It's like the same. It's the same thing. Or like
I love him though.
Or food guys always every tour is about, have you had this food? What's with this food? Who makes this? Who eats
Why
this?
Why would you put this in your mouth, guy?
We just think 5 different tours, and nobody cares. Nobody goes, hey, is that just like the last one? Like if we did one called.
I don't want to do it because I don't. Maybe I'm lazy. I'm not starting from scratch, dude. You gotta kill an hour. I'm not gonna go up there and do an all new hour. I'll put some new shit in the middle, and you'll get some of the old stuff, and you'll like it.
People do that. I always see people go,
that's the name of the tour.
Yeah. Put new shit in the middle. You're going to like it.
Old shit in the middle.
New shit in the middle tour.
Yeah. See, that's legit. So at least know you're not getting all new stuff. I've seen people are like, I'm kind of done with comedy in the sense of I've unfollowed just about every comedian online now. Maybe 1 or 2 sneak through, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to bounce that guy, because I'm over it. Like I'll flip through Netflix, and every Netflix, and even on the I don't even know what I call it. I recorded something in DC last week. It's probably going to end up just on my YouTube page because I'm not famous enough for anything else. I had a little bit of COVID stuff in there, but everybody's special was lockdown, COVID, and then some of those people like to brag. I do January 1st. I just go on stage with a brand new notebook, and I just do all new stuff. Yeah, that's why everybody who sees you from January to August sees a shit show. Right? Like shit show. You see any of those comics, you might want to wait till November, December when they've worked on their their act for a year. You want to see that first January, February. It's not. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Well, John, do you have that subject change button over there? I'm wondering if you still have those.
Heffron and Reep. Subject change.
So I was in Washington, D.C. this weekend with Brent Blakeney. We performed 5 shows at the D.C. Comedy Loft, and now we're doing another gig together. And Brent, let's promote this gig. I know you got to bounce here in a minute because you actually have a gig now. You're in a hotel room in Mooresville, so I'm gonna let you promote this gig we got coming up.
On October 7th at Mystic Distillery in Durham, North Carolina. You and I are doing a kind of co-headlining show that we're having recorded, probably for our YouTube channels, but it's kind of where it goes these days. But yeah, you can go to whatismystic.com, click on the events. It's got that there. You can check out our Facebooks, our Instagrams, get some tickets, come out. It's a really fun time.
Yes.
I think you're really gonna dig it, John. Like it's different, it's fun, it's really relaxed.
Okay. And
Really
this
good
is
liquor.
a venue that you said you've been you sort of put it together for other comedians.
Yeah, we've been running the first Friday of every month for the last year we were still doing stuff outside, so we kind of ran in the spring and summer. But now we've got an indoor venue, so we're gonna run it year round. We just do it the first Friday of every month.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm excited to do it.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
excited
at
to
this
have you
point, I'm glad that we're recording it because I want to get new comedy up on the YouTube channel. Because you're right, that's where he just found some old footage or something that he's going to put on his YouTube. Yeah. I'm hoping to make a viral moment out of this and capture something that happens in a sort of a crowd working, improving type situation. That's what I'm going to focus on. So I don't mind going before or after, whatever you want to do, because I do anticipate doing a lot of crowd work. And I don't like guys going in front of me who do crowd work. So I don't know if you want me to go before or after.
Kind of. We'll talk about that one. Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that gig for that reason. Now, John, do we want to go DC or do we want to go John Heffron talking about his found footage?
I'll do fun. Look how tilted these glasses are. I'm afraid of contacts. A little tilted. Yeah. I can't really.
You guys haven't said anything about my glasses or hat.
Well, we will soon. So I have one of my albums, my last album I put out called Episodes. I found the full hour, recorded the full hour, and we took out the audio and made a great audio, old school comedy CD. And then they took it all off of Sirius XM and stuff, and I've got letters. I'm not supposed to have an opinion about this. I'm not supposed to be angry about this, which even makes me angrier that I'm not supposed to be the voice of why everybody was taken off, because I'm not big enough, so I'm not supposed to have a voice. So whatever.
Who is?
That's
why. Wait.
Who's going to be the voice?
I wanted to ask. Were the letters from people on your side, or were the letters from Sirius XM?
No, I was told I wasn't doing myself any favors by shitting on them. But the guys who should have a voice, the people who are on those platforms, the Rogans, everybody makes so much money, none of them give a shit about a comic not getting their $1,200 because the $1,200 doesn't mean anything to the guys with the voices. So I don't understand why I can't have a voice and bitch about all my stuff being off of everything, but I'm not supposed to. It's the man. It's the man.
Is it 800-pound gorilla that says you're not supposed to, or Sirius XM that says you're not supposed to?
It's a little bit of everybody. So who is? When do you take a stand? When you
so who's the biggest guy that 800-pound gorilla used that is no longer getting paid? That would be bigger than you. I mean, who would that be? I don't know
who went back. I'm starting to see comics back on Sirius XM, and I'm not one of them. And I'm also told that even if I do new stuff, there's a chance that I won't be one of them ever again. So there's a exit here in Michigan. I stand next to a Latina guy selling oranges, and then I have a comedy CD. So if you're ever in the area, that's how I'm doing.
I thought you were gonna say you had a protest sign.
Oh no!
Stand next to the orange guy with your sign.
Yeah. So I have this new old special that was shot really good. It's clear. The audience, it's really what it's like to see me live at a club. And I believe it airs on my YouTube page, which is YouTube/comedian John Heffron. There'll be links on it on everything you follow me on. I think the record company did a weird thing where they placed my special on their YouTube page, but that's not what I told them I want them. I need viewers on my page. See how this gets dumb and confusing? So they took it and they put it on their page. So now nothing shows up on my YouTube page. So it's all a bunch of fucking. So anyway, so that's coming out tomorrow on something. So just click on all my stuff tomorrow and then you'll see it. I'm very proud of it. And then I recorded a new one in Washington, D.C. That's probably same exact thing is going to happen. And that's going to come out in December. All my new stuff.
Same company, different company.
Same company. I had to do one more before I move on.
Yeah. Well, dude, best of luck. Yeah. Do you know any attorneys, any entertainment lawyers?
Remember you heard that story of Suge Knight when he stole Ice Ice Baby from Vanilla Ice? Remember that?
He hit him upside down over a balcony and shook him. This is you.
This is what happened.
Suge Knight or are you Vanilla Ice?
I'm Vanilla Ice in this scenario.
Damn. I don't like this.
I know. So anyway, that's that.
Man. So, but you performed at the DC Improv. How is that? I've never been in there.
DC Improv is one of the greatest comedy clubs ever. The staff, people who work there are, you know how you work at a lot of comedy clubs when you can tell you're like, the manager's kind of all, can get you anything, but you know he's going to be working at TGIF's 5 months after you leave. Right? Or they're going to open an escape game and he's going to be the manager. And then you got to bear with his dumbass for the weekend you're there looking at 40 people in the crowd. And you're like, do you guys even have, do you have anybody in the box office that work? Like, how do you, like, when do you stop being, I was told that I was crotchety. Okay. I was told that I'm going phase and people don't know John Heffron as crotchety and you're becoming crotchety. All right. So can you guys, you guys can't, I have to go see that. You can kind of see me moving. Okay. So I tagged. I'm at Skyline Comedy Club this weekend. Okay. And that's how many times I did videos and I tagged them. Never once did they retweet it, heart it, or put it into their story. I have 9 of those.
Have you tried sending a direct message through that Instagram account to them? The page that you're tagging? I'm curious if you've tried that yet.
To say, hey.
It shouldn't matter. They should see it and just go ahead and redo it.
Well, hey, you're probably 19. I'm assuming you're not.
Right, because I want you to talk to a child. You're talking to a child.
Yeah.
Say, hello there. My name is John Heffron. I am the headliner that's going to be there tomorrow. Any chance, whoever's running this, the 19-year-old I'm talking to, can you hit that recycle button?
I know I should have. I know I should have.
Put down the vape.
Okay, so look at this, dude. You know what I had to do
in
Utah this weekend?
Is that you?
Yeah, you know what I had to do in Utah? I got hired to do a birthday. I had to do a birthday party. I was in bed. My manager goes, "You have to go fly to Utah tomorrow." And I go, "What is it's got to be a corporate gig, right? I'm not doing dry bar." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a corporate gig." I go, "Okay, well, what is it?" And it's a guy's birthday.
Wow. I go, he own an island in.
I go, "Do I know him and stuff?" He goes, "He doesn't know who you are." He asked for somebody else, and then I kind of said that person was busy, and then I pitched him you, and they saw your videos.
Damon Wayans.
And then they go, They go, they're super clean. There's be like 15 of them. There's only 15 people. They're you have to be super clean. So because of the Church of Latter-day Saints, Mormonish. I get there. He's an internet internet money guy, or an internet. I can show you how to buy 10 apartment buildings and turn that 10 apartment buildings into 2 yachts. Right now, you're probably thinking, I can't do that. Well, with no money down, I can show you how to shift. So he's one of the, like a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he owns 180 businesses.
How old is he?
Plane. How old was he? 40.
Yeah. Okay.
40. So I go and they're eating. I get there. They get me there 2 hours early. So I'm kind of livid. I'm just sitting around. And then I peek inside and go, what's going on? They go, that's where they're eating. And it's pitch dark. You can't see anything. And they go, that's what they did for fun. The servers are wearing infrared night vision goggles. So the servers can see what they're eating.
No.
But the whole thing is you have to eat whatever's in front of you and you won't know what it is. I'm like,
my God.
I would have snuck out of that birthday party. I would have snuck out of that birthday party so fast. But then I'm peeking in there and then people are like, you can't be there. You got to go sit in this corner thing. So then they go, okay, we have a stage set up, but now we're going to switch it to black light. They painted, everybody had face paint and face painted themselves in the pitch dark. And then we're going to switch it to black light, but there's going to be a comic who's going to go on stage and is going to be really bad. And then they're going to introduce you.
What the fuck is this? Why do you not turn around and get in your car and just leave? How much? They must have paid you a lot of money.
Was it enough?
He flew away. He flew there. He couldn't just drive out. He already took a flight. Damn.
Okay,
was there any baby's blood drank?
John, I just sent you a text. Do not say the number out loud.
Right.
Okay. I'm way cheaper on Cameo.
Damn, dude. I would have stayed too. I would have said, how much time do I have to do? After him. How much time am I doing? Damn it. You son of a bitch. All right. So what happens next after that? So a comedian tanks on purpose?
Tanks on purpose, and then goes, I'm not a real comedian. Here's your real comedian, John Heffron, and nobody knew who I was. So I walk out. Now everybody's laying on couches. Everyone's kind of coupled. Everyone's like sprawled out, laid on couches with their face painted. So you kind of feel like you're performing at hour 14 of the ecstasy party.
I was like, you opened for an orgy.
Yeah. You weren't there for like when the X hit in. You were there when people were like, I'm shaky and I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry. You're like at that level where everybody. So I went and I gotta say they were the nicest people and they laughed and the performance wasn't bad at all.
Okay.
Got done. The guy's like, hey, I need to Venmo you some money. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, good luck to you. Not even a picture, not even, he's got millions of followers. And I just walked home.
Oh my God. Give him my number.
He's got a birthday every year. Yeah. Those
Seriously,
are one
if
of
he
those
wants to do that again, let me know.
I was literally sitting in bed going, okay, I got squirrels in the walls. My wife needs new tires. How am I going to hustle this? And then a random phone call. Hey, you want to go to Utah for somebody's birthday? No. Here's how much you're going to pay you. I'm already dressed. What for what he's paying me for his birthday? I should have asked him like what Marvel comic was his favorite. I would have came in, in a Thor suit for that price. So,
how much time did you end up doing?
I felt they were getting tired, but that price makes you not. I felt like you needed to, like about 45.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. And your opener, how much time did he do?
That guy did nothing. Like
You said
he was a fake. He just went and sat down.
5 minutes?
No, he was the guy's friend. He had like something
30
written
seconds.
on his butt.
He said he went in front of you and tanked on purpose.
Yeah. Because everybody was going to do skits because this guy didn't know what was going on the entire night.
So that's like a minute, maybe 1 minute. He was up on stage doing something. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you take any photos of this?
I have none. I have some of the facilities got like a cool podcast thing like you have, where he does events and stuff like that, like big, huge rooms just for different scenes for his podcast and his stuff like that.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
I mean, it's pretty badass, dude. I mean, he rents it out. You could have.
What's his podcast? I mean, this guy gave you some cash. Maybe a plug would be good. Maybe he'll see this and go like, "Oh, who's that good-looking ginger with the crazy hat? I'd like to see that glow in the dark."
The hat matches the shirt. Like, you don't bring that up.
I will tell you right now.
It's totally accidental too.
A shout out to a guy who was super nice to me.
Yep.
It's public figure. Let me just tell you about him. Over 1 billion in transactions, real estate, 1 million TikTok, 860 YouTube. Text me. He's a real estate guy. His name is Chris Krohn. Krohn. Super friendly. I appreciated
Alan, Google that, and then if you find him on Facebook or anywhere, pull it up. I want to see what he looks like. I'm going to reach out to him. If you don't mind, please and thank you. And while Alan's doing that, let me talk to Brent Blakeney about our experience in D.C. Because we follow John Heffron, and we know that John Heffron has a green room couch tag that he does from time to time, right?
Right.
Alan, yes.
What was the gentleman's name again?
Chris Krohn, I believe.
Chris Krohn.
Krohn. Super nice guy. And he has a seminar on November 3rd that I actually want to go to because he seems like a legit money guy, not the Grant Carhone's shyster guys.
Okay. So we know that you take pictures of couches in green rooms, right? Yeah. And it's funny and we like it. So Brent was like, "Oh, I'm going to start doing that and I'll send this to John."
Okay. Well, I just found that one, and I was like, "Oh, this should go on John's little record."
Yeah. We're just basically sending it to you. What are we looking at here? Is that the green room where you were staying? That was just in Utah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a little bit nicer. A lot of space. Yeah, that's nice. We so the DC Comedy Loft, they put you. The green room is not a green room. It is a hotel room, which is literally across the hall from the comedy club / bar loft. So you got 2 double beds, air conditioning works, TV doesn't work,
full bathroom,
but no place to sit really. It's just two beds.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sit on the bed.
Sit on the bed.
Put your feet up, fall asleep next day.
Brent can sit on one bed, I can sit on the other one, just look at each other, and our knees can touch. But when I got there, they were like, when I first got there to DC, and mind you, ticket sales were low. This is that one gig that got rescheduled and canceled a bunch of times. Blah blah blah. So I wasn't expecting much. Went to the hotel and it was like this tiny little room. And I'm like, nope, not staying here. Not for 3 days.
The hotel they gave you.
The one that they tried to put me up in before. The original. Yeah. And I'm like, no parking at all. I asked them about parking. They're like, we don't have it. I'm like, gotcha. So I get my stuff. I go to the comedy club, which is next door adjacent to it. Also is part of this whole experience called the DC Comedy Loft Hotel Beer Baron or something, right?
Yes.
What were your thoughts initially going into this, Brent?
Well, as a road feature currently.
No, you don't have to get. I know you're always looking for work.
No. I just mean like walking, like, yeah. So I was looking the day of, no parking at they put me up in the hotel attached to the comedy club.
Yeah. So when I got there, right, and I told them, I got there before you, and I was going to like just give them my merchandise. And then, I got these coasters. I'm like, put these on the tables. I'm going to go get a real hotel room, and I'll be back later. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, sorry. No. We can put you up in here. Would you want to stay here? We can put you up in here. And I'm looking around like, yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic here. I'm like, okay, I'll stay here. And then I get into that green room. They were going to put me up in that green room, Brent.
Street level, yes.
Yeah.
Which
the murder
level
room.
DC.
And I had to use the bathroom, so I'm like, well, I'll do that, and then I'll pull the laptop out. I'll figure out where I'm actually going to stay. And I went and got a real hotel room, spent my own money, but in the meantime, I had already paid for parking because this place also doesn't have parking.
No parking.
And they're like, well, where do you tell people to park? I'm like, well, there's a Shell gas station over here that has a lot that charges $30 a day, and that's really close. I'm like, okay. So I went and parked my car there. I told the guy, I'm going to pay for 3 nights. I'm just go ahead and pay for all of it. And he was very excited. I ran my credit card and blah, blah, blah. So now I've paid for parking, but now I'm also not staying there anymore. So I gifted that to Brent.
Thank you.
Here's just free parking for you, buddy.
That was the biggest.
And then I checked into
the weekend.
Sunsetta Hotel, whatever, which was
Royal
nice.
Sunsetta.
But that cost me $1,500 right out the gate for 3 nights. And then and the staff was fine. The people who worked there were nice, but you could just tell I did not fit in. This was not a John Reep comedy. This is not this is like, where do you go? Like A, B, C, D. How many levels of comedy clubs are there, John? We know what the A room is. We know what a B room is.
Yeah. It's been changing
this may
a
have
lot
been
lately.
a C minus, C plus, B minus maybe. They're not used to like traditional. I don't know. It's weird. I got this weird vibe. Like no one cared. It was like the manager or the owner just let the kids run it, and they just are running it, and there's no one in charge, and no one gives a crap about what happens. Which on one hand is kind of cool because that makes them nice and jolly. But on the other hand, there's no promotion going on. I took pictures of the posters, not one picture of me anywhere to be seen.
No.
So it was a very frustrating weekend.
I was told once, and I used to get, those type of places.
Hey, hang on. Time out. Brent, how much more time do we have with you? But I know you got to bounce. It's 5:54.
10 minutes or so.
Okay.
I'll do 10 more minutes.
Okay, we can wrap it up. But you got to remember, everybody working at those places, that's their 4th job. That's their in-between job. Nobody cares about the show. They're only there for a week or 2 until they get their down payment on their apartment, and then they're gone. So you're kind of working with people who could give a shit less about what you do for full-time living and what is, in fact, your trade. That's the weird thing.
And they treat you like you're the same. Like this is not your real job as well.
I've seen ticket girls pick up the phone or whatever call them from, and then you hear the phone, and then I've heard this. Huh? I don't know. John Heffron. Don't know. No, I haven't seen him. Okay. Click. And you're like, well, I guess there goes that 4 top table's not going to be sold right at the thing. Are you kidding me? So like that's what you're dealing with at a comedy club, unless you have your own built-in fan base. But we're one of the last. Jimmy Bendel always says it. We're one of like the last road guys. Do it right and stuff. There are all these new swangled kids. They have their own crowds that follow them, and so they can suck as comics because people just want to see them. They didn't MC. They didn't, weren't features. The people. Now I sound grumpy.
No, I get it. I know what you're saying. I 100% agree. Yeah, that's exactly the vibe that I got there. It's just no one cared. Like we already know we're gonna spend this amount of money on you, and that's it.
No, they do for those shows.
A dime into ads or promotion or anything else. I spent $500 of my own.
Yeah.
In Facebook ad money for this.
Those
I
shows
care more than anybody else.
Yeah, those shows I do 44 minutes and 52 seconds, and I don't care if checks have been dropped.
I will tell you this though, John. This also happened. They said, Well, you're doing 45, so we'll let you at 40. No one tells me what I'm doing. I go, oh, am I? Am I doing 45? Okay. I'll see you at midnight, motherfucker. When I'm finished. When I decide it's
Thursday
over.
night show, you definitely pulled that. You did like an hour 20.
Yeah. No 19-year-old's going to tell me when they're going to like me. Like, no. Not on a Thursday. Not when there's one show.
That whole place seemed like it would be better, more suited to like if it was just like a showcase room. Like, hey, this show's 3 hours long. We've got 20 comics, and like people can kind of rolling audience.
That's exactly the vibe I got out of it. Was one of those New York City clubs where it's continuous comedy. That's what the vibe I got.
Yeah.
But, now we had fun walking around doing the DC touristy stuff, which is amazing. I think Brent got some new material out of it, and that was cool. And it was fun watching you develop that, buddy, for real.
Yeah, thanks, man. Try that in Mooresville tonight, and it's not going to go well.
Yeah, right. Do you want to tell John what it is? Or you just save it for your album. Save it for the album. That's what I say. But all right, we got to wrap this one up, John. Brent, thank you so much for sitting in.
No, thank you guys.
We'll see you in Durham, October the 7th.
7th, next Friday.
Yep. And John Heffron, where can people see you?
Tomorrow on my YouTube channel, YouTube/comedian John Heffron. I believe you'll see one of my specials, the Law Special. Then I'm in Skyline, the Skyline Comedy Club there in Appleton, Wisconsin. Only cost me $4,000 to fly there this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Then after that, I'm in Spokane, Washington at the Spokane Comedy Club.
Nice.
I'm trying to do like 2 weeks a month. I'm trying to like live off of that, dude. I can't like even add in this little birthday party thing, making it 3 weekends in a row. Can I like be semi-retired? I can't physically do it. I just paid an extra $500 to be on a different flight tomorrow because just getting up and making a 7:00 flight, I'm like, I can't.
So are you saying you want less gigs? Or more
I need
gigs?
more birthday parties.
Right.
If I could do one of those birthday parties, like a weekend, like a month in one club, that would be a perfect life.
Yeah. Yeah, ask that guy for if he get one of the rich friends he has. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
He can't. He's got to have that kind of dude. Only hangs with other rich dudes.
Yeah.
Right. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Unless he's.
Oh yeah.
You're paying him to listen to him talk at one of his seminars, but I'm saying he's got friends with birthdays. Let's get on that. Okay, I won't say that. I want some.
All right,
we'll do the birthday party tour.
Yeah, we'll just do birthdays. Put the new shit in the middle, the shit show. Kids running the All right,
do this?
John, do you want to end it?
This. If you missed Heffron and Reep last week, you missed this. Yeah, Reep? Why don't you come over and try it?
In your face, Heffron. No way, dude.
And then you also missed.
He did it.
I can't believe it. That's why. Make sure you listen to Heffron and Reep podcast every week. Go check them out, heffronandreep.com. Look for their buses. There's a bunch of... When you see the Heffron and Reep van, pull it over. Win $50 cash. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, War of the Roses and a funny, faint phone call. All right, that's been the Heffron and Reep Show.